It is being hosted by our very own Chief Marketing Officer, Natalie van Blerk. Just note that this session is being recorded. If anybody wants a link, just pop me a mail and I'll send it through to you. I'm Helen Kruger, CEO of Brand Expert. Been running the company since 2007. Been in the branding industry for over 23 years, working with local and international companies. Natalie has been in the marketing space for the last 20 years and has dealt with a multitude of different customers and industries, and leading them to more sales and ultimate growth, which is what we're all looking for in a marketing strategy. She's been recently designated by the Marketing Association of South Africa as a marketing practitioner, and by the Public Relations Institute of South Africa as a chartered public relations practitioner. Not many of them around, so well done, Nat. In terms of marketing, we're living in both a real and a digital world, and I think it's important to research and ensure you connect with your clients in both spaces. And you should master the following tips shared by Natalie and take action to ensure your marketing success. I think a lot of us pop onto these courses, but action is what leads us to success. So we'll have a 30-minute session now. Please feel free to ask questions in the chat box. I will then pose those questions to Natalie after her discussion for 5 minutes, and we'll end off the session at 11:40. So Natalie, over to you.
Thanks, Hal. Thanks so much. It's great to be part of the team at Brand Expert. And what we're trying to do now is really live up to our slogan, which some of you may know is to make a statement. So we're using all the strategies and all the different opportunities out there to really make a statement and market ourselves better. And we thought, why not share these hints and tips with our clients? You can perhaps also leverage off one or two out there in your different industries. So so we would love to share these with you. And why are we doing this? Some of you may ask, is it's really all about collaboration and partnership these days out there in the world. So that's the reason for doing it. It's free of charge. It's really just to collaborate together and together be better in this new space. Just to let you know, the clients are very varied on the session. So we've got some very big clients. We've got clients that have been around some have been around for 41 years. We have some that have just started, so companies that are just 1 or 2 years old. So this is very, very general, and it is very short, only 30 minutes. And we would love if you can perhaps take 1 or 2 hints from here and challenge yourself to implement one just tomorrow. There's a few here that you can very much easily implement from tomorrow. And then there might be 1 or 2 that you may need a bit more coaching on or a little bit more information on. And we are really here for you to chat one-on-one with us, be it email, be it the phone call, be it one of these sessions at a time convenient to you, to really help take it further in this diverse marketing environment we're in. So this is really a training session, and hopefully you can get some value add from this. I'm just going to share my screen quickly because I've got a short presentation that I'll just like to share with everybody and go through this as we look at the different hints and tips. So diving straight in, before we get to the hints, it is an interesting time now, and marketing in 2020 deserves a headline in the history of business. We all know there's so much uncertainty now out there in the world, so your tried and tested strategies perhaps from January, February may be very different to now and may not be working. So it's a very interesting space we're in. So looking at the marketing landscape, we all know it's a changing environment, there's turmoil, but this isn't really that different from normal life. It's just been sped up now in the last few months. So the environment is always changing. There's always turmoil and uncertainty. But really now the companies are trying to shift to more of a marketing-led organization, which they really always should be. By marketing-led, it means customer-led organizations. And what is needed right now certainly is deep listening to your clients. and it's almost like a 360-degree view of your customer. Is really important now. And we are finding the very, very good hints out there from CMOs, and CMO, some of you may know, stands for Chief Marketing Officer. So in these huge companies, say in the States, the CMO is part of the C-suite, which is your CFO, your COO, your CIO, and now the CMO is really, really important these days because they have insights into the customer, which will then lead the company. So yeah, here are our 8 hints. Perhaps you can use 1 or 2 and benefit from 1 or 2. We really hope this is value add. And as we said, why are we doing this? It's value to our clients out there, such as yourselves. So diving into our first hint, collaboration and partnership is key right now. And knowledge is power. So we're really trying to share our knowledge, and perhaps you can share your knowledge on one-on-ones with us in your different industries. So we're really trying to collaborate together. Keeping it local, keeping it simple is really important. And as we said, there's a diverse audience listening to this webinar, so welcome on board. We're going to be very general, maybe make a few notes, send some questions on the little tab through that we can try and answer, and then please contact us for one-on-one conversations to delve deeper into your specific needs. These are contact details, make a note of it, and we look forward to perhaps hearing from you if you need some more bits of advice or insights. So yeah, as we said, we're really trying to listen to our consumers more. So we at Brand Expert are basically trying to have a 360-degree view of our customers, and we have very many different clients. So it's quite a task, but understanding their journey, their pain points is really important, because we really want to know what our clients are thinking, and you should also want to know what your clients are thinking for you to remain relevant and gain their attention. And this will definitely influence your messaging and marketing. Like 1 or 2 of our clients recently, we've really asked them, what is on the ground? What are the customers saying? And from there, we then do our messaging and marketing, because it's really key to listen and then react, rather than just react and think you kind of know what. Do a one-on-one phone call with one of your clients. So maybe make it your task every week to just phone maybe a small client, a big client, a medium client, and really just listen, ask them a few key questions, really just to try and understand what they're going through and where you can try and help. Focus groups are a little bit more formal, maybe get a few of your clients around in a room, but that's a little bit tricky now. But even if you say a retail outlet and you have your cashiers, and if they ask 1 or 2 questions to some shoppers, they may be not wanting to stay, but even if the cashier gets 1 or 2 answers from 1 or 2 clients, that's gold. We really feel that this knowledge is gold. So different ways to listen to your customer. Also, if you have a company that has a sales team, get your sales team talking. Our one client, she's the new sales lady, has tasked herself to, in the next few months, to go out and meet all the clients. They are B2B, so it is much easier for her to go out and meet their 400 clients around South Africa. And what she is bringing to the table in our Friday meetings is really relevant. So get your sales team talking. A few things you can do even from tomorrow: check online reviews. Everybody is happy to give online reviews. Check the online behavior. And why we say check the online behavior, the analytics that you get is really insightful, because that shows what your customer is doing on your website. How long they're staying on your website. Are they looking at your LinkedIn page? Where are they from? Maybe they're from Natal. So even in the analytics, you can get some key insights into your customers. And then these 9 questions are an example of what you could start asking them. We've got some links on here if you want to delve deeper into the different references we're giving. Then to go straight into the third hint is people want businesses now to really stand up and care in these uncertain times. So we all know it's good for companies to have their CSR initiatives, corporate social responsibility initiatives. So perhaps you can look at that. What are you doing for your community, but also for your clients? So perhaps extending credit terms to your clients, being a little less strict on how they pay you, just ways of listening and really trying to help and care about your clients and your community. And often these don't have to be expensive initiatives. You don't have to spend millions of rands on different CSR initiatives. If you do have that, it's great. But for example, making sandwiches for the school down the road, there's ways of really doing something for your community, standing up and caring, especially now. And then just a little quote, being socially responsible can bolster the company's image and build the brand. It empowers the employees to leverage the corporate resources at their disposal. And it also can really boost employee morale, which may be really low now in your different companies. But one of the clients we did a competition where once a month they were a grocery supermarket, and once a month one of their shoppers won some money for groceries. So we once a month went and actually delivered them to the person's house, and the morale that was boosted here was amazing. The employees, they were all happy to do it, to go out on the truck, to celebrate with this customer, and it really did something quite special. So just some quick references and examples for you here. Also now, who's the CEO of your company? So some of you may be leading your company and CEOs or GMs or MDs, and really now it's not about sort of blending into the background. It's really now trying to be the face of your company. Think Adrian Gore, think Richard Branson. There's many examples out there, but they now more than ever, you really have to try and stand out and be the face of the company. No matter how vulnerable it must make you feel, or it will make you feel. One of the clients we have, she's an MD, she's been the MD for the last 20 years, and she really is struggling a little bit to be the face of the company, but through professional ways, we are making her the thought leader of the company, and she's really embracing these different ways. So how quickly include pictures of your leaders, of your staff on the website. The one company we looked at was amazing. That's online here, about the picture of themselves on the company, their staff on their website. And this really positions you as a thought leader. For example, in a media release that you may send out once or twice a year, you may include a quote that you say in the third paragraph. And if different magazines pick this up, then slowly but surely you can start building yourself as a thought leader. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does start happening. For example, on LinkedIn, on your personal page and your company page, there's exponential exposure you can get on this free website or this free social media site in the professional space. So that's also a way to make yourself the face of the company so that your clients can trust and embrace you, attend sales meetings, etc. And just to end off on this hint number 4, it's really, you are searchable out there in this digital world we're finding ourselves in. So rather be the driver, but rather be in the driver's seat and give yourself the power to tell your story online. Because everybody is able to search for us there. So maybe try tomorrow to really think about making yourself or your CEO the face of the company. Okay, the next hint is the need for trust has never been higher now. It's always been about trust. Clients always need to trust you before they buy from you, but right now it's really, really high. So listen to your clients' needs, and so they can really build their trust in you. And a few tips and hints we're trying now in our company is obviously improving the safety and security. Even just in the one factory that we have, we are trying to do a little LinkedIn video of 5 or 6 seconds just to say we are really sanitizing our factory and please do come and visit if you can. So it's really just ways of making the clients know that you are safe and secure. and they will start trusting you more and more. Be socially active and visible, under promise and over deliver. These are all things that are company specific regardless of the time. Prioritizing customer satisfaction, make your brand more personal, communicate, and always be available. So that's our hint number 5. Remember, pop your questions through to Helen if you want us to look at any further answers or help. Okay, number 6 is to find your authentic brand voice. And what makes you relevant is understanding your brand essence, the core of what makes you strong and what makes you stand out. And then to emphasize this in all the different marketing spaces. And one thing we do tell clients is, don't try and be everything to everyone and answer everything and be all out and about. Rather, if you don't have something authentic to say, then don't say it. So choose those 1 or 2 mediums that you can then get your authentic brand message out there. Tips is know your brand values. Maybe just re-look at them with your staff so that it's top of mind. Develop this unified brand voice, so your voice is the same across all mediums, not different voices. Same with your corporate, your CR manual, your style guide, how you are perceived out there from the look and the feel, and your voice must be similar. So these are ways of just getting your brand voice and getting the trust out there. Our 7th hint, I'm sure a lot of you are using these, you yourself are using them, or your marketing team are using them, but we really now need to embrace our new skills, and you really need to spend the time on seeing what's out there and embracing these different skills that are changing all the time. So for example, your share voice. What is that? How do you measure it? How do you increase it? One of our clients, their share voice over July and August this year went up to 67%, which means their competitor 2, 3, and 4 had about a 10% share voice because they didn't know what to do in this environment, and they kind of shut down and didn't know how to react. So this share voice was really key for this client. So it's something we encourage and embrace it, and get your agency to do it, or your marketing manager to do it. It's really easy to measure it and increase it, and it's not that expensive. It's like 700 or 800 Rand a month using 1 or 2 of the media coverage companies out there. Skills that we also try and say, and we as a company, as brand expert, are trying to embrace, is analytics. As I said, you can really find out a lot about your customers, what they're doing, if you just spend 1 or 2 days, so say on the 1st and 2nd of the month, to look back on the month before on the Google Analytics, the LinkedIn Analytics, and the MailChimp Analytics. So for example, one of our clients has about 3,000 people going onto their website a month, and each person is going on about once or twice, so that's about 4,000 visits. They're coming from different areas. Some are coming from England, which they're very happy about because they have an export site there. On the LinkedIn Analytics, the people that are following their LinkedIn page are very key. Some are very, very important people and clients. So the messaging then is a bit different because now we know who are following them. MailChimp is an example of newsletters. So if, for example, you send out a newsletter to say 300 of your clients, and then you see in the analytics, oh wow, 250 unsubscribed, then you know your messaging is not great. There's nothing of value in there. So these analytics give you key insights of what to do next. So ensure you develop them. For example, Google Analytics, Google Academy, should I say, offers a really free 6 or 7 hour course on how to do Google Analytics. So these ways are quite easy for you to embrace them. Media releases are important. Get an agency to, or your marketing manager to just write a little media release, say if you've got something newsworthy. Very key. Content calendars. So this is also quite important. Maybe some of you are doing it, is you plan your communication out into the market. And on your different channels, so your channels could be the advertising channel, your channel could be the LinkedIn channel, your channel could be advertising on your website, so plan it. And here's just a quick example of the content calendar we use for one of our clients. So you can see at the top here, media releases, media features, so which magazines publish the media release, because that is then how you get your message out to the public. So this time in July 2020, SA Chef and Longevity published this release. So they were very happy. On their website, they did a blog. On their LinkedIn post, they did something quite interesting on a Monday, team news. They email their clients once a month. Luckily, they are also B2B, so it's quite easy to email all their clients. And then the public holidays. So if you want this template, or just develop your own, but really try and plan. So for example, November, take this and plan your communication out into the market. And it really does keep you on track. Let me just go back. Personal soft skills, also very important. Listening skills, empathy, now more than ever. Continuous learning, and there's so many free webinars, free knowledge sharing sites out there. Make sure your marketing team is up to date with global business trends in your industry. Marketing changes and trends are also happening and changing all the time. So to just stay up to date with all of this, there's many free sites. For example, EDX, you can do many different courses that are of value to you in your industry. And what we're trying to do is 2 hours a week on a Thursday afternoon. We are trying to set everything aside and have this space for, firstly, thinking time, and secondly, continuous learning. So the emails that come in from key websites that we subscribe to, that we want to read, we just file them, and then we just give ourselves the space to continuously learn on Thursdays so that we can embrace all these new skills. Okay, looking at hint number 8, hopefully 1 or 2 of these have hit home with you. Hint number 8 is also what you can do with your leadership team. Say tomorrow is ask these 5 questions and get answers. So how can you build your brand in these turbulent and polarized times? It's really different across different industries, so it's really quite hard to get into key specifics, but we, as I said, happy to do this one-on-one. What new media best suits your messaging? So maybe it's slightly different to last year. What new media is key. So as Hal said, the digital space is quite key now, where everybody is finding themselves in. So I hope you're all embracing the new media that's suiting your message. And then obviously what message best resonates with your audience. It might be very different once you deep listen. You get the insights from your client, from your salespeople, from Google Analytics, just from calling, so that your messaging then is changed. And this is a monthly thing. It's not just let's do it once a year, it's all the time. And what are your customers' pain points? Hopefully you'll be able to start understanding these. And then obviously the e-commerce tsunami is happening out there. So hopefully a couple of you are really embracing this. The one client we had, they spent a few days, I'm not sure of the ins and outs, but they spent a few days registering some of their products on Take-A-Lot. And they're trying to embrace that. So that's just an example of really trying to adapt to the e-commerce tsunami. So yeah, those are 8 hints. And there's many out there. We are learning, as I said, from CMOs. The top 50 chief marketing officers out there have sent their, we've read about what they are doing in this uncertain time. So some of these hints we have included in this short webinar. Just also to give you a little bit of examples of some of our recent clients, B2B manufacturing client we designed an e-catalog for them, which they then used to, they've been using it as a link in on their website, referencing it quite a lot. So that's quite nice in this time, as well as their brochures. oh wow, in February we did a virtual showroom, and we took the company and we filmed their showroom, and it was about a 2-minute virtual showroom, and they were so happy when suddenly in March everybody was locked down, so they used that a lot, and it was I think $5 or so grand, but they're using that continuously throughout the year, and I'm sure throughout the years. Also, it's really important to establish measurable targets. So for example, with them, we wanted to double their website visitors, so we needed to make sticky content. We wanted to increase their LinkedIn followers. I think they were about 50, and now they're on to 550 a few months later, and there are important people following their site. So this was a great success, and their share of voice, I did allude to that, went to 67%. For those that are more financial orientated, and obviously marketing is all about increasing the bottom line and the revenue, we did help take a FMCG client from 2.2 billion to 3.2 billion in 3 years. So they were very happy, and that's obviously not all marketing. I wish it was all marketing. They did open another outlet out in Mpumalanga, so that helped to increase their revenue, but together we helped them market their new outlet, etc., etc. We also helped them get the exposure going from 3 million to 10 million out there, which helps their share of voice, so that people and clients then hear about the company and then start thinking about using them. And oh, this was also great. This one client, the FMCG client, the GM, he was really happy that out of the 10 targets that we set, the team, I think marketing team with all their internal marketers, I think we were about 12, and we reached about 9 out of 10 of their targets. And the one target that we didn't reach was because of a technology issue that we weren't able to. And the GM decided to incentivize everybody, and they were all so happy. So this is just an example of a recent success we have had. So these are the 8 hints, just quickly summarized. Any questions, please send to Hull. And we really would love to continue helping, and we're redeveloping more sessions if this is anything of value to you. And yeah, we would love to hear from you and continue helping, coaching, and giving our advice free of charge in these times. So thanks, and over to Hull.
Yeah, so one of the questions posed by Margaret, and I know a lot of people often ask, is LinkedIn, how do we best use it for business? You know, it's so up in the air. I think we all, because we're on Facebook and all that all the time, we kind of get how to operate that. But LinkedIn is really a communication tool of its own. And how would you suggest businesses best use that?
Yes, LinkedIn is quite an unknown social media site, but it is taking a little bit longer for everybody to embrace LinkedIn. But it's a free medium to get your messaging out. So for example, you can invite followers. So you've got your own personal LinkedIn page and then your company personal LinkedIn page. So you as a person are able to invite, I think it's 10 or 20 people a month to follow, say, your company page. And those would be strategic people. And then just start messaging out the odd thing here and there on LinkedIn about your company, about a new product. It's not only about a sale, it's more about building the audience and building the trust. So yeah, so it's something quite easy to get going with, and we can help, or I can just give some more information to that particular person. Just drop me a line, because it's quite in depth, but it's a great medium.
Okay, fantastic. Those are all the questions so far. I think, you know, the best thing to do now is to take those tips and start expanding it from there, to actually start implementing your marketing plan. Sorry, I can't seem to get my video on, but that's fine. Any last comments from you, Natalie?
No. Just hope everybody is embracing the marketing world, and spending a bit of time on marketing, because it'll stand you in good stead for the years to come, if you really embrace the marketing and really try and make a statement on all your channels.
Great, thank you guys for joining us. Everybody has asked for me to send the link out, which I will do. I have your emails. Thank you very much. We will be following this up at a later stage with more in-depth insight into the tips that we've done. Natalie's working on some exciting stuff, but please, like Natalie says, send us emails, chat to us, or direct them to Natalie. She's the marketing guru. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Have a fantastic, profitable business week, everybody.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot. Same to you.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.